everybody, it's your girl Aisha and I'm back with another video. If it's your first time joining my channel, welcome, and if you've been rocking with me, welcome back. It is the conclusion of my Dallas series Reloaded, and I'm ending it with my updated pros and cons. If you did not see my original Dallas pros and cons video, I encourage you to go check that one out. I'm gonna try to switch it up and not hit on the same pros and cons that I did in that video, and I filmed that a year and a half ago, y'all. Like, that's crazy how time flies. Like, that video is pretty old now, so I think it's okay for me to be doing a updated version. This was actually a personal request from one of my lovely subscribers, and I'm happy to include it in this series. So I just want to go ahead and get into it. If you're not subscribed, be sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. So for my pros, I'm just gonna dive into the pros and then go to the cons, and yeah. And we're gonna wrap this video up. Okay, so my first thing, Dallas has one of the greatest job markets. Like, despite what you've heard, I don't know, like, it does. It really does. They keep adding jobs. During the whole pandemic, like, there was not an extreme job decline in the DFW Metroplex. Okay, this metropolitan area is absolutely huge. The job market is booming. Everybody is like ramping up in their hiring. So yeah, that is definitely a pro for sure. So my next pro, you definitely will experience all 4 seasons here in Dallas, okay? Like, the whole 9 yards, like, you get all of the seasons, okay? Except for, I don't know, in some places people don't consider winter to be winter if it doesn't snow. And I've been here for like 2.5 years now, and I've never seen any snow, but I'd heard it did snow last winter, pretty close to here, like 30 minutes out. So yeah, but all the other seasons, like, the summer is really a hot summer, y'all. Like, it is really hot girl summer, hot boy summer. It be hot here, okay? Like, I'm talking about 90 plus every day. And we just kind of got out of that temperature range probably like 3 to 4 weeks ago, but it's still been, you know, there's been some days where it's still getting pretty up there, and it's October. But you can definitely feel and see transition happening from each season, and I absolutely love that you get a full experience of each season, because being from Florida, out of 4 seasons, I think we get 2. So yeah, that's definitely a pro in my book. Another pro, the median income is over 40K. It's around like between 40 and 42,000 is the median income range here. To some people that may not be like too high, but to other people, that's a pretty decent living, I would say. I won't say that it's good, but it's decent. Like, if you're in that 40,000 ballpark here and you're living in Dallas, you're definitely able to afford all your bills, and you should still have some coins to scrape over if you are not a shopaholic and you don't spend your money too frivolously. So yeah, that is a definite pro for me. So another pro, there's several opportunities for entertainment outside of like going to the club or hanging out in bars and things. Like, Dallas, one thing that I can say is that the events that they put on, that the city will put on or whatever, or different pop-ups and things that you can go to during the holiday season for literally like less than $20. I think that is amazing. Some of my experiences, like, as of recent, like going to movies on the lawn in Clyde Warren Park for free. I think that is so, like, I love that. Like, I've been 3 times, okay? Like, I've been on 3 different occasions, and literally they just put a big movie screen, like a projector screen, in the middle of the lawn. I've been on the lawn in downtown Dallas, and everybody comes out. You can set out a picnic blanket, have your food, whatever. They got the food trucks out there and stuff, and it's free. I love that. I had never done anything like that before, and that's something that they do from the summertime all the way up until like late September, I believe it is. And then there's the Dallas Arboretum and Botanical Gardens. That's like $17, and right now They have the pumpkin patch, but it's not no ordinary pumpkin patch, all right? Like, it is so huge for one, but some people, they don't even go there for the actual pumpkin patch. They just go to hang out. You know, it's like a park area, look at the lake, listen to some live music, like things like that. I love that it's so accessible and it's not breaking the bank to do it. Some other things, there's so much food here, like so many different options for restaurants and different cuisines and things. Like, if you're trying to eat, like, come to Dallas. Like, I'm pretty sure you won't ever have a hard time figuring out somewhere to go. You're gonna have a hard time trying to figure out where to go, like what place, because there's so many to choose from. And I think that is, everybody love food. Like, who does not love food? Another thing, I don't know if you are in high school or if you're just trying to go back later on in life and get a degree or whatever, but I won't consider Dallas to be a college town per se, but there is a lot of great schools here, like the Dallas campus of schools. Like, there's UTD, UNT Dallas. Like, they host like satellite campuses here of like bigger schools, and I think that is awesome, because look, your degree still holds the same amount of weight. All right, so yeah, I think that definitely is a good thing. Like, if you're looking to, you know, get in college or whatever, like, there's some great schools to choose from right here. Another thing would be, I would say that each part brings you something different. So from like East Dallas, West Dallas, Oak Cliff, these areas like bring you something different. And I was reading an article and I really liked what they associated with each part of Dallas. So just for example, East Dallas, you know, it's close to White Rock Lake. You can literally take advantage of that area. It's one of the only bodies of water like in Dallas, so I would say take advantage of it. There's also Bachman Lake Park, but White Rock Lake is huge. You can go paddling in there, canoeing, kayaking, whatever you want to do. And I just think that that's a good experience that kind of makes you feel like you're not in Dallas, like you're getting a piece of somewhere else, but you're still in the city. That's one place. And another thing about East Dallas, like their cost of living there is a bit more affordable as opposed to other areas in Dallas. Like, for instance, Park Cities. Park Cities is very nice, but it's pretty costly. So like, that's just like two, you know, very different areas. And then Oak Cliff, like if you come to Dallas and you're new to Dallas and you hear somebody say that they're from Oak Cliff, or you hear about Oak Cliff, like everybody will always be like, oh yeah, like that's the hood, that's my hood, whatever. But Oak Cliff is really not that bad. Just like any other area in a city, like they have a nice part and then they have like more of a rundown part. It just gives you, it seems real. Okay, like it doesn't seem like a perfect world or whatever the case may be, but you just get, you know, you get a mix of both. And I think I'm kind of like in the middle. Like when it comes to stuff like that, like I feel like that describes me, you know? Like there's a pretty part and then there's a rundown part, and I'm just in the middle. So that is that. Overall, the city is definitely beautiful. I think that is like a definite pro. Anytime you are riding up, if you are riding like through downtown and you just get the view of the city, like it's just so beautiful. It's like, wow, you know, some days like I'm riding like during the night on the highway, I'm just like, wow, I really like live here. Now getting into the cons. Now listen, there is so many raggedy roads in Dallas, like it's crazy. Like you really have to be careful with your car, because I really think that they need to, if they don't do anything else, like they really need to repave a lot of the roads in Dallas. Like I'm talking about potholes and bumps and all this stuff. Like it's just so, a lot of the roads here are so raggedy, and it just blows my mind, because I'm like, I feel like, you know, like I don't know what that process looks like, but I feel like Dallas got enough money to get these roads repaved so people can have a smoother ride, because that stuff be messing up your car and stuff. And y'all, I I have gotten several nails in my tires since I've lived here, and I'm not cool with that. Like, I do not like that. Thank God they've always, every time I've caught a nail, it's been to the point where I can just get it patched up for like $5. So I ain't tripping, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's been often. I think it has a lot to do with how raggedy these roads are. You just don't know. You just never know. So be careful. Another con, it's common for nice houses here to be built in non-revitalized neighborhoods. I have seen $1 million homes, all right? Like $1 million homes, and then the rest of the neighborhood is like, the house doesn't fit because the rest of the homes they don't compare. And I don't know why that is, but that is something that is like a deal breaker for me personally, because you don't want your house to be the house that sticks out like a sore thumb, if that makes sense. So that's a con to me. Another thing, it is easy to get confused when you are driving, y'all. Like, if you are using GPS, say for instance, if you're going somewhere, you can be using GPS and the GPS is telling you to get off on Riverfront or whatever road it's telling you on your phone. The street signs do not be matching a lot of the time. I have come into so many roads where my GPS is telling me to get off on one road, and you can kind of bypass that street sign because it's like, all right, 100 feet it's telling me to exit on this road, but that's not what this sign says. So it's easy to get confused like when you're on the interstate. So you kind of have to just learn it. It's something that I just had to, I know better now, but it's because I've been here for a while. But you can easily get confused. And then another thing with the roads here, there are so many lanes. This is not even a big thing, but it's a big deal to me. There are so many lanes that merge, but it doesn't tell you to merge. Like on the ground, it doesn't say that those lanes are going to merge. And so you end up literally, somebody's coming and you're already driving, and it's so many almost accidents that take place because the lanes will 3 lanes jumps to 2 really quick, and it's like, dang, I didn't even know that the lane was gonna do that. So a lot of the roads here and the highways and stuff, accident prone. So be careful, drive safe, keep your eyes open, because yeah. Another con, public transportation. I think it's good. It's good, but what I've also learned since I filmed that original video, public transportation is not the best when it's like later in the day and on the weekends. The schedule slows down tremendously to where, you know what I'm saying, if you have to rely on public transportation, it's a bit harder and an inconvenience almost, because the train or the bus can go from running between every 7 to 10 minutes to only 2 coming per hour. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the best, and then on the weekends it's even slower. So I think that's something to take into account if you do have to rely on public transportation. So that's kind of a downfall if you don't have a car and you don't have all the money in the world to be investing into Ubers and Lyfts. So that's something to think about. Another con, the cost of living. The overall cost of living has gone up. Not tremendously, and like thankfully for me, like my complex, due to coronavirus, like our rent didn't even go up this year. But overall, the cost of living has gone up a bit to where, you know, a lot of people may say like, all right, y'all rent ranges are mortgage payments in a lot of areas, and I have become aware of that myself. That's just like with the housing market too. Another downside to the housing market here, why I have constantly been looking at homes and comparing homes and neighborhoods and the amount of square footage, like depending on the type of house you want. For instance, I don't feel like the houses are reasonably priced for the amount of space that you get, and I'm just like, this is so odd to pay, you know, $400,000 for a 3-2 townhouse. Like, I I don't know, because they're not that big, especially if it's less than 2,000 square feet. I just don't think that that is a good price point. So that's also something to think about if you are looking to move to Dallas. Like, the housing market, there's some diamonds in the roughs, like, for sure, but from my perspective, like, looking at it overall, it's kind of like it could be better. Those are all of the things that I wrote down for my pros and cons. But yeah, like I said, overall, Dallas is beautiful. The people are very welcoming here and friendly. Between this video and my last video, I think that's pretty much all of my pros and cons, because I really can't think of anything else. But yeah, like, Dallas, like, I've loved it here. I've loved it here. I've been here for I've been here for 2.5 years now. But yeah, those are my pros and cons, updated pros and cons. And that concludes my Dallas series. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said in my last video, if there is anything else that I have not covered, or you just want to talk to me one-on-one about, just hit me up, email, DM. Give me grace, y'all. Give me grace, because I check DMs at a certain time, and I try to go through my emails, like emails where I have to sit and think to respond. Take me longer to get back with you. But yeah, just be mindful. And yeah, if you're considering coming, like, come on, like, I'm welcoming you with open arms. But that concludes my Dallas series. Thank you guys so much for supporting whatever it is that I choose to do with my channel. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.